The first question is, what is the one bit of advice you would give to new players joining Coventry City that you would have appreciated back in 2017?
Oh, good question. I think main thing for me was just remembering to enjoy it, even through the tough times and the times where you're doubting yourself and trying to improve as a player. I think it's all a process, and you've got to enjoy it because it's a short career, and these moments won't last forever. So while you've got them, just enjoy them for me.
On a similar theme, then, what's been your favourite moment or game, looking back on your time so far?
Oh, there's a few. So many stand out, to be fair. I think I'll take you right back to the start. I think in the League 2 year, we had so many good games towards the back end of that year. And obviously, I think the obvious one is obviously the playoff final against Exeter. But I think in terms of everything, with atmosphere, winning, good football, exciting players, I think the Notts County away second leg game was just sort of a standout for me, and everything sort of went right for us that day, and just especially that atmosphere. I think we sold out the whole, half of the, pretty much a quarter of the stadium, maybe a bit more, but yeah, that for me definitely stands out.
What would be the hardest game that you played in the club?
The hardest game, toughest opposition. I think we had a bit of a rude awakening. I think in that same season we were obviously doing well and winning a lot of games, but I think an FA Cup game we came up against Premier League Brighton, and all of a sudden they were 80% possession and we were sort of digging in for 90 minutes, and it was a great experience, but that was probably one of the toughest games for me. Saying that now, I think I would give them a decent game, but back then we were still sort of building, but yeah, that was a tough game for me.
Would you say you learned a lot from that game, that experience?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So it's just so much quicker, and any sort of little mistakes, especially as a defender, they punish you. The way they switch the ball, the athletes as well. So it's all part of experience, and these little games here and there, you use them to try and become a better player.
From joining in League 2 to now, how have you kept developing yourself, and who has been pivotal in that?
The coaching staff definitely been pivotal, especially AD being an ex-defender, centre-half especially, because he's been there and done that, and it's reminders, that centre-halves especially, develop quite later on, and then their prime a bit later on in their careers. So it's been good. It's been a challenge. There's obviously been tough times as well. There's defenders make mistakes. It's the way it is. How you react, how you learn from things like that as well. And I like to think I've improved quite a lot since I've been here, and I think I've still got a decent bit of improvement in me.
Who is the funniest player in the dressing room?
The funniest player in the dressing room? Oh, there's a few clowns. I think Fads comes to mind mostly, I think, so far. I think Ben's up there for different reasons as well, Ben Wilson. But yeah, Fads, he's always doing something stupid, whatever it is. He's normally getting the brunt of the laughs.
How does it feel to captain the team, and is there an extra buzz when you are the captain?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's almost like a bit of faith the manager's putting in me. So it's a challenge. I don't think it changed the way I play. I'm always with the armband or not, I'd still perform the same sort of standard that I can. But yeah, it's just that sort of backing from the manager that he feels like you can do that job if and when required, and it's a sort of a buzz you get, and it's just sort of quite a nice feeling, really.
When you're captain, are you quite vocal in the dressing room?
Probably not so much, really. No, probably more lead by example than vocal. But yeah, I do speak quite a lot with the lads, but probably more one of them who leads by example rather than shouting and barking orders and stuff, because as a player I didn't really like that either. I'd like my captain to sort of be there and show what he's doing and what he's good at, and leading by example rather than shouting and barking instructions.
Out of this upcoming season's home and away kit, which one out of the two is your favourite?
They're both corkers, aren't they? I love them both, to be fair. I think obviously the classic sky blue, can't really go wrong, but I just love the design of the away kit. That's just such a nice colour, a nice fit, and looking forward to wearing that one.
Out of the many goals you've scored for Coventry City,
many, yeah.
Which one is your favourite?
There's not too many, I don't think. But favourite. Different reasons. I liked, obviously, last season scoring away at Reading. It was being my former team was quite a good feeling, but more so, I think the home game against Barnsley, it was about the 94th or 95th minute, and nothing really happened in the game. It was quite a not very eventful game, and it was sort of like a second phase corner, and just sort of right place, right time, hit it on the swivel and it flew in, and 95th minute, and last minute winner, I'll take that. I think that's probably my favourite.
What advice would you give to children who dream of becoming a footballer?
Cool. So many things. I think, like I said before, just enjoy it and enjoy learning, enjoy making mistakes, because making mistakes when you're younger, it doesn't really matter, but it's all part of learning, and there will be disappointing times as well, so don't get too down with that, because it's all part of learning, and just enjoy the ride, and learn from your coaches, listen, and just give it all you got.
What's your favourite pre-match meal?
My favourite pre-match meal, it's awkward because all depending on kick-off times. If we're kicking off at midday or a 12:30 kick-off, I'd struggle to get pasta and chicken down there at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So if it's that sort of time, it'd normally be like a bit of cereal or toast or something like that. But a normal sort of standard 3 o'clock kick-off, I'd like to do like a bit of pasta and pesto and chicken, and just keep it quite light. So it all depends on the kick-off time, really.
Why are you squad number 15? Is there any meaning behind it?
Not really, no. I think I got given it when I first joined, and every time it comes to a new season or possibility of changing numbers or whatever, I haven't really thought of a reason to change, because I've done alright so far, and I've no reason to change, so I'm quite happy with it, to be fair. So not really a reason, to be honest.
Final question, what are your aims for the season ahead?
Personal or collective? I know you're going to say that. Personally, I quite like to match last season, to be honest. I think personally I played quite a lot of games, 40 odd games, and scored a couple of goals. I think collectively, I think we'd quite like to finish a bit higher, make a bit more of a solid push for the playoffs, or maybe even higher, and as a back four, back five, whatever we're playing, a few more clean sheets as well, and obviously we'll just go towards the end goal of trying to finish a bit higher. So just keep on improving every season. I think any sort of little improvements will be good.